And we are live.
This show is always brought to you by Jonathan La Parrilla. Yo, that would be a hell of a name for like a restaurant,
La Parrilla.
right? Like La Parrilla, wasn't
That's
there
right.
like a parrilla? Viste a parrilla?
Was there? I don't know, man. I haven't
Jonathan,
been
thank
to
you so much.
Miami in a while.
Yeah, I don't even know what you eat. Or you eat like Asian food?
Me? I was reaching back to my Jewish roots, eating some couscous, tearing that shit up.
Yeah, you were. Why were you eating couscous? Did you lose a bet? Or you like couscous?
It's delicious.
Couscous. It sounds very fancy, right? It's probably like the fanciest word we've said on this show. Couscous.
Couscous.
Like next we're gonna say some shit like quinoa.
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 Quinoa. It
All
sounds
right.
like a bad kata in karate. Quinoa.
Oh, shit.
Listen,
Uh,
man, it's been a minute. It's always weird saying that, right? Because we talk all the fucking time. But it's been a minute since we hit record on one of these bad boys. It's been about a week now.
yep. 10
It's
days,
been a
maybe.
crazy time.
Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, 10 days. Cheers, my brother. Hey, man, get yourself the ice molds, bro. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
It's on my cart. I just have to hit order. But I gotta
Check
buy
out. Just
some
said check out.
grow lights first. And by grow lights, I
Oh
mean
yes.
we are growing vegetables in the basement in the winter time. All right, everything is
That's what's up.
above board
That's
and
what's up.
legal.
Yeah, you got to say that nowadays.
Hey,
If you were in Oregon, you wouldn't have to say that. It wouldn't.
right.
I don't even think it wouldn't matter. But the two nicest people I ever met, like in the army, were from Oregon. Uh, so yeah, nicest people. They were probably high all the time, but that's
Probably where they were so nice.
neither here nor there. 100%. But yeah, man, dude, it's such a crazy time. We were just talking offline. I guess Thanksgiving next week,
Hmm.
and I don't think we're doing anything. I think we're doing something. We're gonna cook here at the house, just me and
Hmm.
my wife and I.
You're,
But that's it,
I know
dude.
you're about to say
Yeah,
me and the wife, like she's
me
just an
and me
afterthought. Me
and
and the wife
this
and the
this is
missus,
such a
my
weird.
old
You know
lady.
how the wifey is, my old lady. That's such a weird one too. I never like that's some no man like married with children type shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the old lady, the old bag,
yeah, that's Al
Peggy
Bundy.
Bundy.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving, man? What do you guys? I know Ohio's all crazy and shit right now.
yeah, we're having family over,
Of
but
course you are.
it's been very
Of course.
like handpicked. We have people have that are working from home that have kids. We have older family members, and so everyone's like, okay, well, if we're going, we'll congregate at your house because John, you guys are already staying at the house, working from home, taking
Right.
precautions, and like the family with the babies and kids and newborns are like, well, we can't go. We got to make sure that everyone else that's coming is taking
Hmm.
precautions because not everyone is
Yep.
being as careful as others.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you got to take all that stuff into account, which is crazy because usually you're just like, hey, we're cooking, show up the day before
Hmm.
and help us cook, and that's it. And now you got to coordinate. You got to make sure people are wearing masks or actually taking this seriously. Uh,
Yep.
because when this kicked off back in March, remember I said Ohio and the governor was one of the first ones to shut everything down, implement all
Yep.
these measures, but the people of the state, they were like, yeah, fuck science. Like I'm just not gonna wear
Yeah.
my mask. I'm not gonna do this, and now that's why this state has one of the highest rates of COVID coming back, especially now in the wintertime. Maybe in Florida it's not bad, but we live in Ohio, so we have a real winter
Yep.
here. So people are staying
Yep.
indoors more. Or if you go to a mall, there's gonna be more people indoors. There's not a lot of outdoor entertainment, and
Hmm.
that's how that stuff spreads easily. If you're at a bar, you're somewhere, and you're not following these protocols. So, but yeah, we have family
Yeah.
over, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking of smoking a turkey. It'll be like 30 degrees outside. So
I
yeah,
sent you the video, right? That's what I'm doing. I
that's
sent you
what
the
got me
video.
thinking. I was like, damn, I didn't want to buy. I was like, I haven't bought a grill since I've been here because I had one, um, and when we moved up here in 2018, I've been wanting to buy one, but I'm like, nah, I'll do it next summer. And now of
Yeah.
all the times, winter's upon us. I'm about
Yeah.
to buy a smoker possibly because I saw that video and I was like, yo, this dude knows what he's talking about. Like that country accent set it off. I was like, yep,
Yes.
he knows his barbecue
Yeah.
for sure.
Son, I need my barbecue advisor to be a solid 450,
At least.
clearly clearly diabetic,
Yeah.
with little gunk and shit in his beard,
Yeah.
and to have a southern ass accent. Look, and that's non-race discriminate. Like that could be a black dude, white dude, doesn't matter.
Yeah. It could be
I
Jose.
don't know if I. It could be Jose. It doesn't matter. Non-denominational. Okay. Like I don't go, but I need him to sound country as shit. Like I saw that shit. First of all, I never even thought of smoking a turkey. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of deep frying it. I've
Yep.
heard, the oven, the standard oven roasted shit
Right.
that always comes out dry. It's just what it is.
Yeah, it does.
No, all family and friends have tried it. It's just what it is. So I saw it. I was like, okay. And I was like, when I looked into it, I was like, okay, I don't have to buy a smoker, right? Like specifically, I could just do it with my grill, the one that you saw,
Yeah.
and just buy wood pellets, right? So I looked into what you do with the wood pellets. So this is my YouTube black hole real quick. So with the wood chips, all you do is soak them in white wine for 30 minutes before, then put them in tin foil and put them directly on the fire, right? Like on the grates where the flames are. So let that smoke out for however long it takes. You turn on all the heat to medium low. You turn them all on so you get a good flame going.
Okay.
And then you turn down where the grates where the actual turkey's gonna go. You saw it, right? Like that's the rest of it was you get that indirect heat, so you get a circling. Now,
You mean that barbecuing lesson I was trying to teach you when I was down there?
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. Listen,
yeah.
man,
Cooking with indirect fire.
I've never cooked with anything other than charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea about propane shit. Like it was a struggle, right? But yeah, so it's gonna be indirect heat. But the hardest thing was finding a 10 to 12 pound turkey. Like I went to the Walmart, to the Winn-Dixie. I should have gone to Aldi's.
Yeah.
Because ended up finding one there, but I had already bought my 14 pounder at Walmart. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to cook it for probably 4.5 hours. Like on a really slow cook, like 275 to 300, what the guy said.
Right.
But dude, like when he did that and he cut into the turkey and he squeezed that turkey and the juice, I was like, sold. I bought everything. I wrote a list down. I went to the store. The Winn-Dixie's better for like spices and all that shit here.
Yeah.
Because they almost have like half a whole section. So I got everything from there. I'm ready to go. I got the foil ready. I'm hyped for it, man. I'm gonna do it like the way he said. I'm gonna do everything step by step the way he said. I'm gonna take the turkey out on Sunday because it has to thaw out. If you're listening to this, please write it up. Yeah, it's got to thaw out for 3 days. Here's the thing I didn't know: in the refrigerator. So I've been thawing out my chicken since I was a child the wrong way. It says all poultry, you got to thaw it out in the fridge.
Yeah, you thaw it out in the fridge, or you thaw it out in the water and replace the water. You got to do it with cold water. Some people want to do warm water, which is not good. You're almost like
dumb.
Yeah,
you're spoiling the meat. I know that. Well, I'd always been, since I can remember, my mom always goes, "Dilly, take out some chicken." I'd always just leave it on the counter and let it thaw out room temperature. Huge mistake. I haven't died yet. There's no any kind of salmonella, no trichomoniasis, any of that wild shit in my body, so I'm good. But I learned that. So you thaw it out for 3 days, and then you brine it for 24 hours. I got the cooler. I got the ice packs ready. Son, I am so hyped. And I'm going to cook a 14-pound turkey for me and my wife. She's going to do all the sides. I'm going to help her with that shit. Whew.
Yeah, I mean that should give you some meals for a few days.
Yes, it's gonna be the entire week. I mean, it's Thanksgiving every day that weekend.
Yeah,
100%.
Hey, by the way, I saw this meme. Speaking of, before we move on, turkey and smoking a turkey, cranberry, canned or homemade?
I'm not a cranberry person, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're not even a real human being right now. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, that's been.
I'm a fan of the canned. Absolutely. I saw this meme who says if it doesn't have the ridges from the can, then it's not real. He's like fuck your cranberry with cinnamon chutney. He's like give me that Ocean
already
Spray
out.
can. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a fan
Yeah.
of that. And then you can't
Uh,
find it any other time of year.
I'm gonna have. I think we're gonna buy cranberry to like make sandwiches the following day. I heard that's like a thing.
Hmm.
Cranberry and turkey and like all the stuffing and shit. Sandwiches the following day, and I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. I mean, we're it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude. Like, yo, YouTube is. I know I talk about it a lot, and we are on YouTube, so there's that also. But YouTube is the motherfucking shit, bro. Like, you could learn everything. Like, I wouldn't have thought of like soaking the wood chips in white wine to like get it, get it to get a good smoke
Hmm.
and fill it out. The whole reason why I'm not even like considering this whole shit is that show I told you about. I think it was like American Barbecue Showdown or some shit like that on
On
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, where like it's a competition and like they cook like a whole hog. So now I want to cook the shit out of a whole hog. Like for real, for real. Like do it on the concrete pallets and all that shit. I was like, oh my god, I want to do this. But
Yeah,
my wife
there's
doesn't
actually
eat
a
pork.
show about a guy. I think is it Louisiana? Shit, it could be a different state, but it's just about that one guy, and he does whole hog barbecue, and it's
Oh,
one
you talking about
season. It's 4 episodes, and
you
it's
talking about the
just
black dude?
yeah. I can't remember his name, but yeah,
Yeah,
the black dude.
Ray's Whole Hog Barbecue. Come on now, son. And that's in South Carolina. That's in Charleston.
Of course. Oh, it is Charleston.
Come
That's
on now,
right.
boy.
Charleston,
Yeah,
Louisiana, same
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Same difference. It's all the South. It's all one big ass red belt.
right.
Yeah, I watched that one too. We were actually thinking about going there when we're supposed to take our vacation. Where we're driving up to North Carolina, we're gonna stop by there. But COVID plans,
Yeah.
so that went right out the window. But yeah, like they did that, and then if you watch American Barbecue Showdown, like the last episode, they cook a whole hog. So it's like this whole process. It's because you think like a lot of the times like you see like your uncle do it, you know what I mean, at a family gathering or
Right.
one of your cousins or some shit, and it's just a bunch of people around drinking whiskey and talking about the pig or whatever, or how they do it, how they did it back in Cuba and all this shit.
Like a
So
hachina, all that stuff.
like a hachina and all this shit, like how they did it, like they break it down from like the construction of it, right? Like to building, like how you want to do it, like where you want to have the heat circling in
Right.
and going out, like the ventilation and how hot you want to keep it. But they did it with wood, right? And it's like the wood turns into like a coal. It's like this whole science. I was like, I never thought of cooking that way.
Jesus.
Like that's what's cool about these little documentaries and mini shows like the Ray's Whole Hog Barbecue. Like you learn the science behind all that shit. I was like, yo, like there's so much more that goes into this delicious food than you think.
Yeah, then just
It's
throwing it
crazy,
on the
man.
grill.
Yeah, and just trying to figure it out. Like, it'll be fine. It'll
I know
cook.
you wish it were that easy. I know I do, but yeah.
Yeah. No, like, dude, like this process for the turkey is a 4-day event. Like, it's like you gotta like let it cook and have everything ready, and then you gotta be on your P's and Q's because you fuck around and ruin the turkey. Mind you, it's my first time ever cooking a turkey, and also my first time ever smoking a turkey.
Can I tell you something? I mean, I'm gonna say it
Gonna be
anyway.
rough.
I don't have
You don't
faith in
to,
you, man.
You know what?
Mean,
I
I was
appreciate
there.
that.
I was there when you were trying to barbecue in the rain.
in the rain, bro.
I mean, that wasn't your
was
fault.
not-
That you were trying to barbecue in the middle of a thunderstorm. Tropical storm
middle of the-
Irene was headed your way, but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a different
Let's
topic.
Put that into context, son. Put that into context. Don't just say like I was out there fucking up a barbecue.
But you were fucking up the barbecue. I think you would have fucked it up if it was like 75 with the sun shining and butterflies
No,
in the
no,
air.
definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, I'm a monster barbecue. I've barbecued on that grill probably 5 times. 4 out of those 5 times has been really good. That one time was when you were there, but I cooked for my wife's birthday 2 years ago. I cooked like steaks, chicken, burgers,
Yep.
all the standard barbecue shit. Nobody complained. All right. And my mom was here. My mom would have told me, my mom.
Hey,
My mom would have told me.
Nobody
hey,
complained. There's a pretty low standard. There's a pretty low bar. Nobody complained.
Hey, but it's a bar I cleared.
That's just above.
Nobody was like, yeah, this
That's
isn't
just
cooked.
above of no one got sick. No one
the
died,
biggest hit-
no one
I'll
went to the hospital. That's
Nobody
just
died.
Barely
Nobody
above
died.
that.
Nobody died. The food was edible. Is all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to doing it. But I didn't do any other prep work, yo. Like, it was very much so like I'm just gonna figure it out. Like I went into it like I was just chicken. You know what I mean? I didn't go
Hmm.
into like the prep work of it and the whole thing.
Right.
So that was my mistake. I learned that lesson. But now, like this brining shit, dude. Like brining's a monster, man. Like you really gotta brine your shit. Like that's crucial.
Yeah. No,
And I think
look, it's been a while since I've done because we usually go somewhere. We go to family and we show
Mhm.
up and they're doing all the cooking. Like I've done a big like ham and I've done the turkey before, but it's been a few years. And in order for that turkey to really not be dry, you have to really inject it
Yes,
with like a lot of the marinade. Because if not, you're right, it'll be fucking cardboard. It'll be terrible. But
cardboard.
it's been a
I,
while
ugh.
since I've cooked
You
a
got an
turkey.
injector? Do you
What's
have an
that?
injector? Do you have an injector?
I did, but this dude had like a next level. He had a hose
Yeah.
attached to his
Get
shit. I
the
think he had a
fucking
digital,
like you
like he
saw
had
that
some kind
shit?
of digital readout. Yeah.
Son, he had that shit. I was like, I looked for that. I was like, where'd you even find that, bro? Like that has to be like a barbecue store. Cause I looked online. I was like, that's gonna take like I didn't find anything like his. Like he had a hose attached to it. Like the turkey's a patient and you're
Yeah.
sticking the IV in. I was like, what the fuck is why is his hand up? Like any injector I ever saw is just a needle, a stab, inject, which is what I got. So I'm gonna just inject the shit out of it.
Yeah, which is what I had, but he had his like into did he have it in like the brine or a bag or some shit? So he didn't have
Yeah.
time to like put the needle in here, get some of that juice, and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm
Just
gonna suction it
stab.
out and then just stab and
Yeah.
just go."
Fucking
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it was next level.
Next level shit. I'm looking. It's gonna be cool, man. I'm looking. I'm actually looking forward to it, just for the experience alone. You know what I mean? But as long as I follow, because it's 14 pounds, and it's like some shit like 15 to 20 minutes per pound or some wild shit. So I think it's like four. I think it's something like
Yeah.
that. I gotta look
Hmm.
at. I think it's like 15 minutes per
At
pound.
that temperature, yeah,
So
if you're doing like
yeah,
275 to 300, yeah, I think it's like 15 to
yeah,
20.
yeah. I'm gonna try to keep it nice and low. Get it nice, get nice and going. And I think at 2.5 hours, I'll probably turn it because that's one of the things he did just to get you know what I mean, get
Yeah.
it through and then get it to like 165 because I got a meat thermometer. So I'm following all the fucking rules. Like if I fuck it up, it was him. Like it wasn't me. I'm following his video. I watch his video every
Nah,
day.
if you fuck it up, it's you. I've been there.
No, no,
I've witnessed it.
yeah,
It's
no,
definitely you.
100%. It'd probably be me. I mean, it 100% would be user error, right?
Yeah.
Like at that point, I can't say it was anybody else.
Oh,
Plus, I'm gonna have to like, oh, dude, I'm looking. It's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be weird not being with family.
yeah. Hell, you know what? Maybe we'll do some kind of Zoom
Yeah, do
virtual
like a
sort of
virtual.
like dinner. Yeah. Bring everyone in.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to figure something like. That's probably what I'm gonna like. My mom I already told my mom like, look, I don't think we're doing Christmas dinner. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're doing that either. Even though it would just be like us and them. Like, we'll figure that out. But dude, right now, like the way that things are, and dude, I go to Walmart, and mind you, this is all anecdotal, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know the difference between anecdotal and empirical evidence,
Google it.
please use your Google search. Yeah,
That's what I told my kids.
I go to the store, and dude, I'm like one of 10 people wearing a mask. And we're like I'm the young one, right? Like these are all you've seen where I live. These
Yeah.
are all older. These are all older demographic, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening? Like you could literally pinpoint it to the day of the election,
Jesus.
right? Where like more people were wearing masks even then, but now, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like I counted the other day, like for every 10 people, there's one person wearing a mask. Like this is not good, and it could almost you could extrapolate that out if you wanted to, right? Big word, sorry guys. To why we're having such an outbreak in cases because I'm assuming it's not just here.
That's why I
Like
have
this is a
that. That's why
small,
I have that
small
look on my face. Like you said,
extrapolate.
extrapolate. I'm thinking you're having
Yeah.
like a seizure. I'm looking for the symptoms right now.
I'm back to honey whiskey. It makes me talk with a higher IQ.
Okay. There, you're back to normal now. There you go.
Yeah, Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve was a little bit too much.
But yeah, you were
And they
saying, yeah,
went.
extrapolate that out to every other Walmart or every other town and city and
Mhm,
state, and
mhm.
it makes sense that
Yeah,
the cases are going up.
yeah. It's terrible. Like, look, man, it's terrifying, bro. It's scary that's the reality we live in. I saw a video of Taiwan.
Hmm.
They had fucking Ultra Music Fest. They had a full on concert because they haven't had a case since fucking like I want to say like mid-April
Wow.
or some wild shit like that because they went strict. They followed
Right.
guidelines and
Yeah,
you know
they
what I
put
mean.
all the
And
sick
didn't.
people under the by they took care of them. Firing squad.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, you wanna not listen? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what this socialist country does, and we're just gonna bomb the shit out of you. We're gonna bomb you and your entire family. Train to Busan type shit.
Jesus.
Have you seen that movie?
I have like 8 times. Javi
How
wants to watch
great
that
is that's
movie over and over again. That's you
that
say Train to
is
Busan.
the
I just
greatest
say
song,
Train to Busan right now. He might come running down the stairs. Yeah,
dude. Easily the greatest zombie movie I've ever seen.
it is. I
It
think
is.
the first one that I saw that surpassed any other zombie movie was 28 Days Later. I think you and I talked about
Yes.
this a lot.
Yep.
That
Hmm.
set the
Hmm.
standard for zombie movies because we were used to the
Yep.
slow walking. Like I could go
Slow
make an
pacing.
espresso, have some tea
Yep.
and crumpets, and this dude would still be
Be
over
like,
there. Like,
cheers.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, all right.
Hmm.
But these zombies from 28 Days Later were fucking like they were Olympic sprinters, and then
Yes.
was
They
World
were
War
Usain
Z.
Bolting out there.
Yeah, they were Usain Bolting. Then World War Z, I think, was the other one.
Yep.
And I like that concept of like they weren't really zombies, but like they can smell sick people,
Yeah.
so they would just go
Yep.
around you because they're like, yeah, you're no good to me.
Yeah. You
And
can't turn it to me. Yeah.
yeah, these Train to Busan guys, they were like lemmings. They would just climb on top of each other, build bridges.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Train to Busan was a shit. I watched that shit like this is the greatest fucking movie because it starts out like thrillerish, right? Like,
Yeah.
is it just gonna be them on this train? I guess we could talk about it, right? Like, is it just gonna be them on this train and they're gonna be hearing what's happening around them and not like actually see it? Very much like Resident Evil-ish.
Yeah,
And then like halfway through it turns, I was like, yes. And then everybody fucking dies. Everybody.
they do.
Everybody gets their
Right.
everybody gets their face eaten.
And you're drawn in because there's that one like businessman who's a
Yes.
piece of shit of a human being
Yeah.
who's selling everybody out. Even at the
Yep,
end,
yep.
even towards the end, I guess it's towards the end. I can't remember. It's such a long movie, really, because
No,
once
yeah,
the,
it is.
once
towards
the
end.
zombies
Yeah,
start
it's
like eating people, you just
it's
I
like
lost
3
track of time.
minutes towards the actual conclusion of the movie. Yeah, like it's that much. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's such a good.
that was the one
Fucking
reason
good
why I
movie.
kept. Well, maybe not the only reason, but if you didn't like the movie, that's probably a reason why you would keep watching. That businessman, like you're waiting for that dude to just get taken out.
Yes,
Oh man.
you have to get a couple shots of heartbreak and be until that time that we're like, come on, man, let's kill this guy already.
He
Not
sold
this
out
guy.
the old lady, and then the old lady and her
Yeah.
her life mate or whoever. I can't even remember who that was or her. Man, yeah.
You got to watch it again, bro. I'm gonna tell Javi you gotta watch it again.
Oh yeah,
It's a
9
good-ass
times.
movie, bro.
8 times is not enough, I guess.
It's not. They made a second one already. I think they released it, but it looked a little weird. It looked very much like Resident Evil, like not real. You know what I mean? Like, well, say that like zombies are real, but I'm saying just it came off too like from the trailer. Came off too like CG.
You talking about the
You know
CG?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the CG didn't look good. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this one.
I knew they were making it. I
Yeah,
didn't know it
dude.
had been released already.
Well, I don't know if it got released. I think it was supposed to get released,
Yeah.
but COVID. So
What-
I don't know if it got released.
Another reason why I don't want to take this COVID vaccine that I get these emails from the VA and just just reading in general, where depending on where you read or what you read, you see that we're getting close to a vaccine,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to be the first one that takes that shit. I'm not turning into one of these
It's-
Train to Busan zombies.
No, we're at least a year away from actually getting it.
Yeah,
Like even like they're saying like, oh, it's like I think Pfizer or whatever is like 95% effective and all this,
Right.
and Moderna was like 90% effective 2 weeks ago. All right, but for them to mass produce it, to get it out, to do all that shit, it's not some shit like that. They make T-shirts in a fucking sweatshop. They gotta go about this the right way to send it out. We're at to make hundreds of millions of shots, right? And I'm hearing like from your twin brother David Pacman, he said that it would be 2 shots in 28 days, right? First of all, I just made me think of 28 days later, right? 2 shots, 28 days, 28 days.
too much
Not to
of
be
a
a conspiracy
coincidence.
theorist. A little weird that that's the date. Could have been 27, couldn't have been 29. Had to pick 28. Whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna watch this part and on the YouTube and be like, because conspiracy theory is just gonna become a whole thing on the internet. And in like 6 years, we're gonna have like a 28 days later congressman or some shit.
Yeah,
That's how it all fucking starts.
that's what it exactly.
But yeah, dude, it's just I'm definitely not being part of the first batch. Absolutely not.
No, I'm taking my
Nope.
chances. I think I might take my chances with the disease before I try the solution. So we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
and that dude. It's first of all, nothing made that fast can be nothing rushed like that can be legit to me. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not questioning like all vaccines. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying like, and like if you made this shit in 6 months, I'm gonna hold off, man. I'm gonna hold off and see what the side of. I'm gonna need that weird ass commercial where like it's this white woman running and smiling towards her black husband and her mixed child, right? Because that's how they do commercials
They
now.
have to. It's all inclusive.
Yeah, you got to do all inclusive.
Yeah.
But like the Asian dude is a
Yeah.
photographer.
That white woman is
You know what
also
I
a
mean?
transgender male, or is it female? I don't know.
Yeah,
What the right
exactly.
term is.
You got to
Yeah.
cover all
Gotta
the
cover everyone.
all the binary and non-binary people.
Mhm.
But you put that out, and then I need to know like I need to hear like the last 12 seconds. Was that person talking really fast? If you take this vaccine, it could cause
Oh,
anal
that,
bleeding. You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
runs through a bunch of shit. Like I need to know the side effects first.
yeah, it's like those get hard pills where they got a husband and a wife, and they're sitting in a bathtub, and then the walls just fall apart, and now
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're in these bathtubs in the middle of a prairie and shit. And then the guy starts
weird.
speaking really fast, like if you take this because you want your dick to get hard, your asshole is gonna explode. You're gonna have leaky gut. You're gonna have all sorts of crazy
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, for what? Or even
gonna
for
have
like
blood running out of
some
your eyes?
asthma medication. And he's like, you're gonna have like wait. So if I'm trying to like breathe better, my asshole's gonna be exploding every
Yeah.
26 minutes. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll just take
Nah,
some
I'm out.
Singulair or take Benadryl and then I'll call
Yeah.
it a day.
I'll figure this shit out. Maybe it's just my time. I don't want my asshole to explode. Dude, it is crazy, bro. It is crazy.
It's always that.
Dude, so
It always goes back to explosive diarrhea. I don't know why. By the way, I'm out of.
I don't know
whiskey.
why that's the thing. Yeah. I don't know why that's always the thing, bro. Like, why is it always explosive diarrhea?
I don't know.
That's just so weird. What was I gonna tell you? I'm still binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's still happening.
Okay.
But I started watching you remember a show called Numbers?
Bro, I saw
was
every episode of Numbers. Yeah.
Dude, that show I used to watch.
I'm a fucking nerd. I
think
love
that show
that
might be so old. I think that show might be so old that like it might be when we didn't live in the apartments, right? That show's not that old.
I was watching
like
it when I was
early
stationed in
2000s.
Korea, I think. It's not that old.
Then what was it, like 2008? No, it might be
Mid
before that. 2000.
mid 2000s
Mid-2000s?
to late
Yeah, it was
to
like
20. It lasted like 4 seasons, I think, around there.
6.
6. Okay, yeah.
6 seasons.
I was close
Yeah,
enough.
'cause
Even
they're
though
all on Hulu. Dude, I started watching that shit. I was sitting there, I was laying on my bed watching it with my headphones on, Bluetooth headphones all day. While my wife is sleeping,
all right,
and I'm like,
all right, we get it. You
I'm
make a lot of money. Bluetooth
yeah,
headphones.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? First of all, they're like $30. It's not that big of a deal. It's really just a Bluetooth thing that connects to my TV, and I use my Beats. No big deal. I'm rich. That's all I'm saying. You know what I
That's
mean?
all you're saying. My
That's
beats.
it. That's all I'm saying.
Keep dropping brand names right there. Fucking name dropping.
I design my own T-shirts.
My
please
beats
purchase
connect to
on
my
Manchester.
Samsung. I'm just saying.
Got the new Google Chromecast. It's nothing. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. That's all I'm saying. But dude, I'm watching it and I was like, this show was the shit. Like, I'm watching the shit out of this fucking mathematician solve this bank robbery with some fucking crazy theory. I was like, I'm in, bro. I'm fucking in. Like, the first episode was a serial rapist, right? Second episode was a bank robber.
Yeah.
And he predicts like where they're gonna be using. I'm like, oh, I'm all in on this shit. I'm all in on this. And it's got the dad from Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's got, you know what
John
I mean?
Hirsch. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm all in on this. So, dude, all 6 seasons are on Hulu. Been watching the shit out of that. Melanie thinks it's stupid because it's like this. Why would you watch this? I was like, it's fucking great.
This is how I
It's
know
fucking
that my wife loves me, because I know she doesn't like this show, but she saw every single episode with me. And I told you it's hard to get her to watch a show, or I don't want to bore her with a particular show. She saw every single one of those episodes with me. And at that time, I was
Dude.
using peer-to-peer
Yes.
platforms to get my
I hear you. I hear
episodes.
you.
But
I hear you.
but yeah, and you know what? Maybe it helped that we were at that time. It was like we were early on in the relationship. We were dating. You can call it the honeymoon phase or whatever. So
Yep.
whatever works. But she watched every single one of them with me.
Dude, that show is so good.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that show is so good. Fuck, bro. Like I'm watching this shit. Like I'm gonna recommend this to Danny because he's a math teacher. I was like, yo, son, like you like this shit. Like you would like it's such
It may not be accurate, but you know it's funny because a lot of the episodes they talk about game theory and they use
Yeah.
that's one of the things that they use. But I mean, even if it's not exactly accurate or even close to being accurate, like we use big data in anything now. We use
Yeah.
data to solve problems, whether it's in
That was a
crime
show ahead of
or
its
for
time.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it was ahead of its time, I think, and it was it was better than watching CSI, which I saw a lot of
Yes.
them as well. But I think what got me on that show was every time he started to work through a problem when he gets on his blackboard or whatever, they make it
Yep.
look like a beautiful mind. When he's working on the
Yes.
blackboard in a beautiful mind and the way that the camera shifts and they pan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the cinematography, that the way that they filmed it is what got me hooked. Like the way they filmed him going through his thought process.
Yeah, like his mania, almost like in a way, like because it's like the one I just saw, which is episode 2. Mind you, I've seen most of the episodes. I think I'm gonna enjoy season 6 the most because that's the season I didn't watch, and like to see how it ended. Hopefully, it came to a conclusion. But like going back to it, like I watched season 2, where he has like first of all like 25 blackboards, right?
Yeah.
And he's like puts them all in his up in his garage, and he's like, I have to solve V versus MP or some shit like that, like some unsolvable problem.
Hey, by the way, how big is that fucking garage, man? How many blackboards can
It's
you
the biggest
fit?
garage ever.
Jesus
Let's talk
Christ.
about something real quick. What did their dad do to afford such a huge house?
Yeah, they live in California, right? And
Yeah,
he's
exactly,
a city
right?
planner. I think if I remember correctly, he worked for the city. He's a city planner. I
Yeah.
forget where in California they lived. Like what city job pays you that's a $1
Son,
million house. They're in Cali.
He had a garden, right?
Yeah.
Like he had a garden. Like I don't see.
People
like
don't
it's
have
not like you
gardens
see
in
the
California.
road. Yeah, you don't see the road where they turn off. Like they had a driveway to drive into like where the house was. The garage was huge. I was like, they had 2 floors. I was like, no, sir. This does not make. Maybe that like because the son stays at home still, like he makes a lot of money as a professor. But I got questions of like this is very much so like HGTV. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm a basket weaver. Oh, I sell shit on eBay. Our budget is 3.8 million.
3.8
You know what I mean?
million.
Some wild shit like that.
International house hunters.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
shit.
Like shit doesn't make sense. Like what the fuck? You're an English teacher. You make 800,000. What? Dude, this shit didn't make sense. Like yeah, looking back, I was like, I saw the garage. I was like, son, first of all, how many blackboards do you have? He's like, I gotta solve this problem because he's going through his mania. That's how he deals with shit.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a big ass. I thought that halfway through. I was like, this is a big ass garage, yo. Like, how the fuck you get this huge garage? Oh man, such a good show, bro. Such a good show. I'm gonna keep watching that shit.
That was on CBS because CBS for a while they took over NBC after their whole Friends bull and Seinfeld bullshit,
Dude,
and
CBS
killing it with
had
all
this
those dramas, all those crime shows.
Yeah, they had all the all the procedural cop shows, 100%. They had all those CSIs, all those. They didn't have Law and Order SVU.
They didn't. No,
That's the only
SVU.
thing they didn't.
Top 5
That's
of all
outlived
time.
them all. Top 5, baby. First of all, I saw the last episode, one of the last season. I hated it, bro, because like they're like lib corrective,
Yeah.
where like they're doing like the whole like or like cops this. I was like, hey, bro, I don't watch you. Like you're not a real cop. You know what I mean? Like you're not who's gonna be. Let's calm. Like you play our cop on TV. Let's calm down and just solve some fucking crimes. Right? We like. I don't need. Oh, the NYPD's under a lot of stress now. This is what adds to like that whole propaganda. Like, don't get me started on this shit because like Chicago PD is the same thing.
Never seen any of those. Never seen any. There's like 4 or 5 Chicago shows. Javi auditioned for one of them, but yeah, I haven't seen not one.
Well, the Chicago, I don't see the fire. There's a whole city thing, right? Like it's Med, it's like a
Fire and
dog show,
PD, and then
fire
they
and
have
PD.
like
The
episodes
PD
where they
one,
all meet and intersect and all this.
yeah,
Yeah.
one thing where like there was one there was a pandemic that they did like early last year, which is a little weird.
Hmm.
I was going through Chicago, but I watched it, and then like the way it ended is like this black cop, told on a bad cop, right? Like on a dirty cop that like did some illegal shit,
Right.
killed the guy, but the cop also got killed. And then like now it's like that whole blue wall stuff where I'm like, like this makes me mad, yo. Like I don't want to watch this shit. Like I'm watching you to escape from the shit that I'm living in. Like I don't want to watch you to have your commentary on the shit that's actually happening. Where they're like, yeah, man, what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor isn't good. Hey, man, not what? Like I had just that had just slipped my mind for a second,
Hmm.
and I'm watching you to get a break from that. I don't want to hear it. But then like the black cop gets beat up at the end by other cops, and then they have conversations about the blue wall and you gotta be loyal, you can't be a snitch. So I was like, oh, okay, so y'all Crips now. That's what we doing. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I mean, that happened when I was watching shit, what's the name of that show with Kerry Washington? She plays
Scandal.
Scandal, and
Yep.
one of the episodes was during the time when I can't remember the guy's name, but it was in Baltimore, and if you remember, they arrested him and like
Freddie Gray.
yeah, right in the back of the
Yep.
if I can call it the paddy wagon, whatever. So it happened during that time, and then so one of the episodes was really like just eerie, the way that they were trying to make social commentary with how they were dealing with the police and stuff like that, and it was activists. I'm like, I get it, I get you're trying to appeal to a certain demographic, but it seemed like it was a little bit of whatever whatever was going on in the season. They decided to make an episode to incorporate what was going on in society, and whatever. I get that, but at the same time, it was just like I don't think it was necessary. So
yeah,
I guess it makes sense because they were in DC or close enough to obviously Baltimore, but
I understand why shows and stuff do that. Like I talk about it with my wife, like, oh, they want to add in, I was like, yeah, but I'm not watching this for the news. Like this is just to get people upset, right? Like this isn't like servicing what they think is servicing, and it also is very much so catering to demographics in a monolithic way, right? Like
yeah,
that. Oh, only black people are gonna be mad about this. Oh, only cops are gonna be mad about this. Nah, man. Like everybody's angry. Like that's been proven if you just watch the news.
Yep.
Like this thing that they're doing is just it doesn't make sense, man. Like I don't appreciate it. I just didn't like it. While I'm watching this shit, it was like, yeah, of course there's a blue wall. Of course, like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why the fuck do cops have the term of a snitch when you're a cop? Aren't you supposed to root out bad? Like, you know what I mean?
right.
It goes back to like everything we've talked about religiously and fucking extensively. We're good with that. But I'm just like, I was like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking back to the conversations we had where it's like, oh, okay, of course, bro. Y'all, okay, I get it. Y'all a gang. You gotta watch your back. If you're not gonna watch it, okay, I get it, man. Y'all got jumped in. Cool. You gotta throw up your set. Got it. All right, man. We're cool. Y'all blue. Everybody else is red because they're the enemy. Even though you're supposed to protect and serve. Whatever, bro. I got it. We've knocked out. I don't want to watch television, a fucking series, and have to have that thought process.
Right.
If that's the case, I'd rather watch fucking Steven Crowder or fucking Ben Shapiro to fucking, you know what I mean? Again, it's just like
but at least Crowder's at least Crowder's entertaining. I don't know if he still does the prove me wrong segments.
I think COVID stopped that.
But those are hilarious to watch. It's funny to watch him go talk to these kids.
It is funny,
and most of them obviously are liberal kids. When he goes to a college campus, and
same thing like the Proud Boys did.
Yeah, and a lot of them do have they have an argument, a valid argument, and he'll have this conversation. But the majority of them, they'll just they don't they have they feel a certain way, but they don't know why they feel a certain way. And so when they sit down to talk to him, and he knows that it's just bullshit coming out, and so he's able.
Those segments are always longer than the ones where the college student knows what he's talking about.
Right, and they have a back and forth. Like those are the short ones.
Yeah, Those are very short ones. We're like, no, man, you're full of shit, and this is why. Blah 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 blah. All right, guys, so we gotta go.
Yeah,
let's
he's
try
like,
to
okay,
find somebody
you make
else.
a valid point. I'm not gonna change your mind. Blah 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 blah. But when it's someone that has
Yeah.
no idea, like he just keeps talking
Hmm.
to them until he tries to get them to change their point of view, and
Hmm.
because they're liberals, they probably will. If it was the other way around, if it was a liberal saying, hey. I don't believe in the Second Amendment. Change my mind. You're never going to change the mind of a conservative. They're well dug into
Never.
whatever they
Yeah.
think.
There's
But
no there's no
these
growth in there.
no, there isn't. But
It only evolve. It only devolves. Sorry,
yeah,
bro. It only devolves. It never much evolves. I was watching. I don't know if you heard of this guy Tim Pool.
I have not.
Um,
I don't think.
he's like whatever. He's just like conservative, very much in the vein of like a Dave Rubin, freedom of ideas, but only my ideas are the ones that are better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the trick and the grift of freedom of ideas. Like, oh yeah, I'll listen to yours, but let me tell you what, all your ideas are wrong and only mine are right. He had a podcast. It was really interesting. I can't actually brought me onto this other dude, this guy named Vosh, this libertarian white dude,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know why. Like, I'll send you his links. Like, he brings up a lot of valid points, and I was like, okay, like, and I never really heard a libertarian because he's like, if you give him the self identification of what like he calls himself, like politically, he's like a libertarian progressive, where like a lot of his ideas, I'm not exactly sure how those two coincide,
Yeah.
but
Libertarians
like,
are Republicans,
he's
though. I mean, that's what it
yeah,
comes down to.
yeah, no, 100%. That's why I was like, I was so. He might just be doing this like as a ruse, like to fuck with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything he said, I was like, okay, 100% agree. Like, I don't 100% agree with it because I don't 100% agree with anybody with anything they say. Like, this is not real life.
Right.
But I was like, he's making some valid points. And I'll send you some of his stuff where like even he's like responded to stuff like that. Like Kyle Kalinske has said,
Mm-hmm.
and he's even to like the left of Kyle Kalinske.
Yeah, that dude is way out on the left too.
Which
Kyle Kalinske.
Yeah, and Kyle Kalinske
He was on Rogan, by the way. Did you watch Rogan the day of the
end of
election? The world is ending.
Yeah,
That was a pretty funny show.
That was funny. Tim Dillon's a fucking hilarious monster, bro.
He is, dude.
God,
How the hell
he's so smart, dude.
does the left hate him so much? Like he is just. Do they not get his comedy?
They don't, dude.
Do they not understand?
The monolithic left does not understand comedy, bro. Like the entire right doesn't understand comedy. The monolithic left, like the white liberal, does
do
not.
Do they really
understand.
think that? But do they really think that he's just like right wing crazy
Yeah,
conservative?
they think
dude?
he's Alex. Dude, for them, he's Alex Jones.
They don't get his
So, like,
character. They don't get his
No,
shtick or his
that's-
character.
no.
It's crazy to me. It's obvious. It's
brilliant.
genius, and sometimes
Genius.
it is hard to tell whether if he's joking or not. But that's
Yeah.
the genius of it. But if you watch him long enough, you realize, like, if you watch him long enough and you step, outside of yourself to like, let me not go try to find something to be offended by, and just watch it
Yep.
for what it is, you realize the genius and the hilarity in it.
Yeah, like I try to watch stuff from the right, not so much, but I'll discredit them in a way quickly when they don't self-identify or self-critique.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when it's all oh, this is what's wrong with everything on their side. You know what I mean? Like that's when I like with comedians, I don't fucking discredit them because they're comedians, right?
Right.
Like it's
They're supposed to stir the pot, though.
but
They're
like
just-
politicians
Yeah.
or they're supposed to stir the spot and make you think about things differently. That's what comedians are there for. At least the good ones, right? But like with political commentators and shit like that, when they're when they're only commenting on why my side is great and why your side sucks, but brings no facts into why one is the other, you know what I mean? Then I'm out. That's why like the Steven Crowder shit is just like, oh, I'll go back and forth, but it's just attacking that person's opinion. It's never like, oh no, but what about this and this and this? You know what I mean? It's just like this one anecdotal event where, oh, these are all liberals. No, bro, that's a 17-year-old kid you're talking to, and you're fucking 40. Why are you there in the first place, you pedophile?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
That dude barely knows how to
Don't
set
you-
up a fucking bank account.
yeah, dude, like get the fuck out of
His
here.
mom opened it up for him.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man. But Crowder won't debate anybody of note, right? He won't debate like a Sam Cedar or Kyle Kalinske, anybody with an opinion and a strong opinion on their side. So it's just it's weird, bro.
Kyle Kalinske is a little too left, a little too whiny, for my taste. He's a little
He has
too much.
he has like I'll cut him. I've been cutting him off a lot. Like I'll watch, but then I'm like I don't want to keep like watching as much politics because it gets to be too like I'll watch enough to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. Boom, I can move on and play FIFA and not let it like consume my life like it used to. But yeah, Kyle Kalinski's been I don't know. He was like, well, this isn't gonna happen, and this is why this. He's very much so in the vein of it's feeling more like for clicks.
It is.
Right,
And
like-
during that Rogan podcast, Rogan would say something or Dylan would say something and Cal was like you said, it's like, oh, it's this because of this. I'm like, nah, dude, he's just trying to be funny. Like, say it out
Yep.
there, but just his delivery was I mean, the show was okay because Dylan was a monster and Rogan is just, funny
Yep.
and he let them talk.
Rogan, yeah.
But Kyle was yeah, he gave him his room to talk to, but he could be a little much sometimes.
He could be a little bit too much. That's for sure. The Rogan podcast I want to listen to. Fuck, there was one that he did. You know, I love that ancient shit, right? Like he did one with some dude. I can't remember the fucking name of it, bro. That's gonna piss me off. But he did one that we're talking about like ancient civilizations and like ancient man and shit like that, and why. Like I forgot what it was about, but I was like, holy shit, I want to listen to this entire thing. It was like a 3.5 hour podcast.
Uh-huh.
Those are the podcasts that like interest me. Like when it's just political people, like he had the social dilemma guy on
Yeah.
his podcast. I was like, nah, I'm out. I don't want to watch that. The documentary's already out.
Yeah.
Like I want to listen to like the Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast or like this historian podcast or this like those are the podcasts. Like if we're just gonna have political commentators and political ideologues on, I don't want to listen to that, bro. I'll go just watch CNN or Fox News for that shit.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of ancient stuff, I know you saw that what is it,
Saqqara
Saqqara Tomb? I didn't finish
Yes.
watching it. So I have to finish watching it because I don't know if it's dubbed, but I don't listen to the dubbed. I like to read the subtitles.
Yeah.
And so
No, it's not dubbed. It's not dubbed.
No, so they don't have any other. It's just you have to read the subtitles.
You have to read they do the subtitles because of the heavy accents.
Yeah.
But
Well,
some
some of
people
them are
speak
speaking
English.
in like some of them are not
no,
speaking
it's not
English.
dubbed at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, we didn't do subtitles or captions.
But I saw that something happened a couple of days ago where something else was discovered over there, like 3-4 days ago.
Remember they discovered that other tomb right next to it.
Yeah, they're unearthing like other stuff, like something in the news, like the mainstream news came out, not related to the documentary. And I know you're interested in this stuff, so you might want to
Yes, sir.
check it out because in the last 2 to 3 days, just check, obviously Google Saqqara tombs, and you'll see that there's been more stuff that's been unearthed after the documentary, like just a couple days
Dude,
ago.
it just Smithsonian says archaeologists are just beginning to unearth the secrets of the Saqqara tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 days ago. Because that was like where everybody was buried. Dude, like
Yeah.
the thing that blew my mind about that shit is like how well conserved everything was. Like you can see the colors, like in every other tomb picture, and everything is always like the sketches.
Dirt color.
You never see like
you don't see
the dirt color.
vivid colors. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I love that type of shit, dude. If you have Disney Plus, or if you don't, VPN it. Like Nat Geo has a bunch of documentaries on shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch. Like they did one on the Incas in Peru. I just watched one about Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which is the one that always blows my fucking mind.
Okay.
Because that shit was anywhere from like 12,000 years ago to 15,000 years ago, and a bunch of it is buried and shit like that. Like I was like, how do people do this? And it's crazy, man. I love that type of shit. Like just like the wonder of it.
Yeah, there is
dope
a
shit.
channel or an app. I got to look it up. It's called Curiosity Stream.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a monthly subscription. It's nothing but documentaries. I don't know how much it is. It's probably like $8. I don't know. Wait, no, this can't be right. Thousands of documentaries for $15 a year.
That can't be right.
It's right because it's their website. I may sign up for that. I thought it used to be like
I may sign up for that too.
I thought it was like $2 or $3.99 a month, which was $40 a year or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
So I've been watching that. I've been keeping track of that. But I think they bring in documentaries not just from obviously from their channel or their app, but also from like other places. So they
Like
aggregate these.
consolidate.
Yeah, they aggregate all these documentaries.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Hey, if you don't mind pivoting for a second, because you mentioned something about like, oh, I'm just gonna watch Fox News and CNN and then go on to play FIFA.
Yeah.
Someone told me that you are the go-to person for PS5 research.
Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. What is it? That's your second cup. That's your second cup. I hope you choke, you fucking cunt. Yo. Oh, you motherfucker. All right.
You know why I bring that up? Because, my oldest son is leaving in like 3 weeks for basic training.
Yeah.
And for the last
Holy
2 weeks,
shit,
he's been like elbowing me. Like he comes around more often because, like, oh, well, you don't know. But if you remember when you were, that age, you don't want to talk to your parents when you're a teen or whatever.
Yeah.
So my son, like, I won't see him for weeks at a time. I swear it seems that way because we built a room for him in the basement, and I swear we're not keeping him in prison or anything. He's not shackled down there. But like, if he doesn't need anything, he's not going to come up. If he's not going to work or if he wasn't going to class, he keeps to himself. So I have to go down there. It's like, hey, let's go work out. Let's go do this. But he's been coming up lately. He's like elbowing me, like, hey, Dad, hey, check this out. Hey, look at some of this information. I'm like, so obviously, we found out that he wants a PS5. I'm like, you're leaving the basic in 4 weeks. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do with the PS5? We're gonna buy it, play it for 3 weeks, and then what? You're gone, and then you think you're gonna take it once you leave? Once you come back and you're out of basic? That's not how that works. So he's
gonna
been
keep that in the house.
Yeah, it's funny because they're like $3.99 and $4.99, but if you see them on Facebook Marketplace,
they're all digital.
They're selling for
$1,500. Yeah, the all digital, which is so you don't have to buy a disc anymore. You just download everything to the PS5. It's $3.99, and then $4.99 is the one with a disc. I mean, dude, it's sold out everywhere.
I figured that the all digital one would be more expensive because I get it doesn't have the ability to play a disc, but it would have to come with a hard drive, or maybe you have to buy a hard drive separately because those games aren't.
No,
they take up space.
It'll come. They take up a lot of space. They're gonna come with a hard drive. I don't know the software, like the breakdown of the hard drive, like how many terabytes it'll be, but I'm assuming it would have to be.
It's got to be
to download games. Sure. It'll have to be. It has to be like my PS4 is 1 terabyte. Like it has to be the all digital has to be at least 2 terabytes, at least, bro. Like it wouldn't make sense otherwise because like the amount of games and like for like the real gamers, like the amount of games that you download, the amount of updates and all that shit, like unless they give you 1 terabyte and then you gotta buy memory because Sony wants to make money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that would make sense to me. But yeah, I thought the one with the disc would cost less, right? And the one with the memory would cost more. Yeah. But yeah, that's not. I guess, and I was talking about it at my barbershop, and the guy brought up a good point. He's like, the reason why that would be is because it would probably take a little longer for the space to create it for like the disc and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, but $100 more for a CD player? Like, who the fuck buys discs anyway? Like, everybody has real internet besides me. And even I download my games.
Right.
Like, I got FIFA 21. I didn't fucking go to the store. I pre-ordered it and I had it downloaded to my thing. Like, and I have limiting internet. So I don't know anybody's gonna buy the $4.99 one. Like, I'm gonna buy when it's available. I'm gonna buy the $3.99 one. And real quick, fuck that dude. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm not even gonna give him a reference. Fuck him forever, bro. Fuck that dude forever. Just because you were married to my mom and you're the reason why I'm here, fuck you forever. How about that? Son of a bitch. That son, I was so heated. I could not believe that shit, bro.
I thought you were talking about like Ken Kutaragi, Japanese dude that created the PlayStation. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. Thank you, Ken Kutaragi. You are the motherfucking man, dude. How about the fact that like nobody's buying the Xbox, but the PS5 is sold out everywhere.
Yeah, I was since we started talking about PS5. I was like, you know what? Let me see what this VR realm is looking like. And I was looking at the new VR headsets, the new Oculus, the Valve Index, which is like $9.99. Plus, you still need a high-end PC to hook that shit up to, and the Valve one is not wireless, so it still requires wires. said maybe in 5 years, because these gaming platforms they come out every like 5 to 6 years. Usually is when they
Yep.
release new ones. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get a PS5, but we won't. And PlayStation does have a VR headset that's
Okay.
compatible with the PS4, and I'm assuming it will be compatible with the PS5, or they'll create a new one for the PS5. But I'm hoping that 5 6 years from now, we're in this like Ready Player One type of fucking virtual reality shit where I'm on a treadmill
Dude, I
running. I
love
got
that
an
fucking
AR
movie, bro.
15. Yeah, I love
Yes.
that damn movie.
Yes.
Like right now,
I
it's
love
not
that
there
movie,
yet.
bro.
It's an improvement from the VR headsets that I remember from our day, where you would put on this little shit and you would just see like red lines or red boxes or whatever it
Yep.
was.
Yep.
Like there
Yep.
was no color;
hmm
it's just black and then red lines.
and end up with nausea is all you fucking get.
Yeah, and you still do end up with nausea now, I think, but it's in color and it's in it's virtual, it's 3D, it's you feel like you're almost there. But if it's not Ready Player One type shit, like whenever uh Elon develops his Neuralink, and I want to just
Yeah.
be able to, I want to be able to climb into these like the first class
Ins.
transcontinental flights where they have the beds where
Yeah.
you lay in. I want it to be like that.
hmm
If VR is not like that, where I go into a pod and I close that shit up and I close my eyes, I'm in
Just
a game and then I wake up and now like 30 years have passed. I don't want it. I want to be
just
fully
full on
immersed.
Wally. You want to be full on Wally
No, no,
where
no.
like
Wally's
your
different.
bones don't even connect to,
Wally is
where
someone
your
that
bones
just
don't
get
even connect.
no. Wally is someone that just lays down on the couch and just rolls over, hovers over to the fridge. I want my
Yeah.
VR to be fully immersive. If it's not that,
Dude, it was that Wally
I
was
don't want
so
it.
crazy. If you go back to Wally was like they bring you the food that you thought of,
Yeah,
and it was everything was a shake, right? Like that's how they did it, where they made everything taste like a shake. So like they didn't even have, oh fucking crazy, bro. All right, man. Let's wrap it up. Again, what is that already? That's about an hour. But
yeah.
we're not. Well, let's just address the elephant in the room. Your boy got some motherfucking
I'm
braids.
glad you said it because I was about to bring it up. I was about to say what the hell is going on up there.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna got my hair braided yesterday. It's funny. I was listening to our last episode right before I posted it. In the first 10 minutes, I was like, "Yo, I'm not fucking doing braids, bro. I'm fucking doing braids. It's gonna pull my hairline back." And then I talked with my barber. I talked to a professional,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Nah, dude, just have them make sure they don't like pull from like the hairs all the way in the front. They leave that hairline there, and you're good." First of all, I'm never getting this back, right? Like this is gone.
yeah. It's not
This right
coming
here is
back.
gone. So whatever. Fuck that. It's not gonna grow back. Let's not. No, there's no
I,
miracle
I
growth for
mean,
that.
spray pet, chia pet. I don't know. You got options.
No, 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 no. I'm not that dude where like does the microfiber spray and shit. I'm good, right? So I was like, all right. And then the next thing was like, oh man, it might hurt. First of all, the lady yesterday did a great job. I was done like in an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt, but I am gonna because my hair is still. She told me it's a little bit too short. Obviously, it's long enough to do it. So tonight I'm gonna take it out because I don't know if you're watching the video. I'm gonna expose my baby Ronaldo ponytail real quick.
Matt, what is that?
Right
A
there. You see
ponytail?
that? Not
Samurai?
even.
What is
First,
it?
it's my Tom Cruise
It's a
samurai ponytail.
it's a top knot, right? That's what it's called. It's not a
It's a
ponytail.
top knot. It's a top knot. I'm gonna go ahead and wait till it gets a little longer. So I'm not cutting my hair for the foreseeable future. But braids are coming out tonight. I thought it would hurt. It doesn't. I wear a do rag more than I ever had before in my life,
Hmm.
but it's fantastic. I'm definitely enjoying it. But I'm just gonna have to wait probably another 2 months till I get a little bit longer and it's a little bit more durable and longer at the back. And I'm gonna talk to your son Javi and make sure he gets it too.
Uh,
I think he
I
would look.
I would be all for him getting that. You told him, and I think maybe I mentioned it to him, but you mentioned to him before the show started that I had some cornrows when I was in college.
Yeah, no,
Uh, my wife said no.
of course he
She
did.
said no. I said, my hair is getting longer. Maybe I won't cut it this time around. And I just she said no. He said no.
She put,
Also,
she put a nail in
I
that
don't live
coffin.
I don't live in Florida / Miami anymore,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
my
That's
skin is not dark enough, and who
yeah.
knows? Maybe I just
That's true.
can't do it. I don't know.
I mean, you could do it like when you come down to visit. Like we'll go, like my lady's right down the road, and it's only like, dude, it was only $25. I think that's what really made me pull the trigger. It was like, it was just $25. Like get it done and get it out of the way. See if I like it or not, which I do. But this is look, you kind of see it. See that's the problem. If you
Yeah,
look real, if you squint your eyes, You squint and just imagine hair. Yeah, so I'm gonna take it out right after this podcast. Wife's gonna take it out for me and take a
Another
shower
what?
and
Three
shit. But
months? 4 months?
probably another three.
Yeah.
Probably another three. So I just gotta like mousse it down and let it go, and then go back, and then it'll be to where I want it.
It's crazy that I had cornrows and I had the Justin Timberlake look going on back in like my freshman year of college.
Yeah, you
Considering that
100% did.
I like the Backstreet Boys, there was a conflict of interest
Yeah,
there. But
you were a cold opening of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
yeah,
Number one, tell me why.
that
God,
fucking
that
cold
show's the
open
shit.
is great.
That dude. They have a compilation of all the cold opens. Oh, fucking hilarious,
I'll have
bro!
to
It's
check
on
it out.
YouTube. All like 17 minutes. It's hilarious, man. All right, my brother. We'll call it there. We'll jump back on it on Sunday. Try to keep a schedule. Let me know if you got anything going on with the family. And when we talk, I probably would have just taken my turkey out of the freezer to start the thawing out process for Thanksgiving.
All right, man.
All right, man. Catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.